The Valley sees its fair share of bank robberies. In fact, at one point just a few years ago, we led the nation in bank robberies. Not anymore, but we still have a bunch. Just last week, police captured this guy, the average Joe bandit, just named because he's kind of an average guy. He was captured after he returned to the scene of one of his earlier crimes. Police are still looking for this character, this suspect called the Dude Looks Like a Lady Bandit, for obvious reasons. And then there's the one-man wolf pack bandit. He earned his name because he resembles Zach Galifianakis' character in the movie The Hangover. Now, from the very first bank robbery in Missouri, way back in 1866, Americans have had a fascination with bank robbers, and it's one of the very few crimes where the bad guys earn a nickname, courtesy the FBI. From Pretty Boy Floyd to Scarface to Machine Gun Kelly, monikers have long been a useful tool in identifying and capturing criminals.
What are you trying to...
In this conference room at the FBI's Phoenix office, they've come up with some doozies to catch bank robbers. Who could forget the Mrs. Doubtfire bandit?
I mean, it was pretty obvious it was a man dressed like a woman, so...
There's the hot-headed bandit. Note the flames on the bill of his hat. The smiley coyote robber.
He always had a big smile on his face in the surveillance photos.
And the Raggedy Ann robber.
I loved Raggedy Ann.
Tell me why.
She had red hair. Just came to me.
By the way, all of them were captured. This is where the name game is played.
We look at the common thread between the robberies. We see, is there anything that's been seen and noticed?
This team of FBI agents and local police investigators brainstorm to find a nickname that will stick in the public consciousness.
We focus on those, we look at the pictures, and we consult with one another, and that's how we do it.
Melissa Hanratty, an FBI intelligence analyst, has the final say.
Many of my suggestions are immediately shot down by Melissa.
But if a name makes the final cut, it often helps lead to an arrest.
So somebody out there has seen him, they'll recognize him, and that's where we get a lot of our help from. Is somebody who's seen him somewhere.
And the bank robbers often keep tabs on their own pictures and nicknames.
They'll look at themselves on TV, they'll look at themselves you know, on the websites that are out there. I mean, I've had guys sitting in interviews and say, oh yeah, you know, I saw my face on TV a few weeks ago.
They've told us in various ways that they didn't like that name. And that just goes to show that they're watching.
The Irreconcilable Differences bandit earned his nickname after admitting he needed money for an impending divorce. He hated his nickname. And so did the Face for Radio bandit.
Actually wrote on his demand note that he didn't like his name. Or he said it wasn't nice. He said it wasn't nice.
The FBI and local police have arrested 30 out of 32 bank robbers so far this year. They rarely get away with a crime. But there are two the FBI and local authorities are eager to catch. The Sabbatical Bandit, named for the long periods between his heists.
So the Sabbatical Bandit has hit 4 times, generally Scottsdale and East Valley. He originally hit a couple years ago, and then last summer he hit 3 times. We haven't seen him since.
He also pointed a black revolver at the teller. They're concerned because he might hurt someone. Then there's the Stolen Valor Bandit. She wears military gear during her robberies.
Stolen Valor has done 2 in the state of Arizona. We're fairly confident that she's done at least 8 or 9 in different states.
The names represent the best attempt at characterizing the robber.
Are there a few that you guys would like to share from the cutting room floor?
And there is one more bandit they want to find.
It's a male suspect. He is commonly frequenting the downtown area of Phoenix. Nicely dressed, somewhat unusual. Could be a female accomplice, described as a female with short hair. We came up with a few different ideas.
My vote is the double-breasted bandit.
But since we catch most of our guys anyway, let's just call him the Hook, Lake, and Sinker Bandit.
Captured. You want to cuff me now? I mean, is it time?
We've been caught.
You know, that was freaky being in the FBI building, and they bring out this dossier, and you're sitting there going, oh man, I don't like the way this feels.
They already had it. They've got a file on you.
They had
That doesn't surprise me.
No, well, you know. All right, most bank robberies, they happen on Fridays, which is interesting, and most do not involve a weapon, but they involve a verbal command or a note for the money. And for a few $1,000s, Carrie, netted in a typical bank robbery, It's a pretty stiff prison sentence. It's up to
How
10
long?
years. So
And on Friday, is it because people want the money for spending over the
probably
weekend?
gambling addictions, drug addictions, that fuels a
Yeah.
lot of it. So before the weekend,
Very
yes.
interesting. I will take note at some of these nicknames.
Well,
Now we know who's naming them.
You know, we came up with the idea for this story because you and I laugh about a lot of these names on the air.
They're funny.
Yeah, they're funny. They're really clever. So we thought, you know, we're going to get
The
to the bottom of
one-man
how
wolf
to do this.
pack, I think, might be my favorite.
Unbelievable. All right, the FBI tracks all of these bank robberies in the U.S., and you can too by visiting the agency's bank robber database. We've posted a link to it on our website, fox10phoenix.com. Just click on Seen on TV.